Is ZERI supposed to be a hyper carry? Originally no. ZERI was designed to be like EZREAL. So she was designed to be a zippy skill shot EZREAL, except the skill shot is your auto attack. That's why her Q came out at such long range. That's why she's very mobile, and that's why she actually came out doing like very little damage. It was kind of the idea of like, can we make a mosquito? Can we make a character who just runs around, pings you at high range, and like that's balanced because she does no damage? It turns out that that pattern is a hyper carry. I didn't think it would be, but it is. Because it turns out that if your character has an ult button that says, I push this button, and then I'm so fast that I'm guaranteed to escape from and then kill every single one of you, that's a hyper carry pattern, even if it takes a very, very long time to execute it. Because, like, again, the trade-off is damage when it comes to ZERI. And so I didn't really expect ZERI to be a hyper carry. Oops, and then, you know, here we are. But yeah, ZERI tends to be able to carry games pretty hard because of her ability to kill everybody. And that's actually a way I would describe a hyper carry. Everybody has different definitions of hyper carry, right? Like some people are like, a hyper carry is 1v9. A hyper carry scales the most in the game. My definition of a hyper carry is this. A hyper carry is a character who, on their kit, has, as the game goes on, the cooldowns, mobility, and damage output to kill everybody on the enemy team. And so, as an example, an assassin has a hard time being a hyper carry because even if it's really good at killing one person, all its cooldowns are on cooldown and doesn't have the damage to kill anybody else. So it's not like Kha'Zix can't pentakill you, but he's just not very good at it, even if he has a resetting dash, because he just doesn't have the damage and cooldowns elsewhere on his kit to kill all of you. Comparatively, Vayne has her passive, which makes her run fast, and she has silver bolts, which means she can kill anybody, and she has really good steroids. And also, a very key part of this is Vayne's silver bolts never turn off, such that if a Vayne starts popping off in a fight, she does not run out of steam. She will catch all of you, and she will kill all of you eventually, you know, unless like, you know, someone kills her or whatever. And so to me, a lot of what it means to be a hyper carry in League of Legends is having some combination of high damage that either has low cooldowns or doesn't turn off, combined with the target access / mobility to deliver it. So in ZERI's case, she doesn't actually have high damage, but what she does have is incredible mobility, and her damage never turns off. She's an AD carry, and her mobility ensures it never turns off. So with a lot of AD carries, actually, you know how you turn off their damage? Aside from killing them, you walk at them, right? And you're like, what are you talking about, August? It's like, well, imagine I'm Tom Kench, and I'm invincible. Actually, Malphite. I'm just Malphite. I'm invincible, and I see a Jinx over there, and she's just like, rah, I'm Jinx. I'm gonna win this game. Haha. You know what I can do on Malphite? Let's assume I'm not gonna kill her, because we all know that you all build AP Malphite and you're just gonna. Twitch chat's gonna one-shot that Jinx. But let's assume that instead of building AP Malphite, you build a bunch of armor, and you're like, what you can do is you can just walk at the Jinx. And by walking at the Jinx and putting threat on her, she's going to have to deal with that, right? And she's going to have to, like, run away from you, right? This is even more effective if you're Fizz. If Jinx sees Fizz anywhere on her screen, she has no choice but to run away, because if he ever gets near her, she instantly dies. And so one of the ways to stop an AD carry's damage is to cause them to run away. It's to cause them to move so they stop attacking. The thing about ZERI is it's a lot harder to do that because of her ultimate. And so ZERI is an AD carry who, even if she doesn't have the most damage, it's actually significantly harder to turn her damage off by running at her, because she'll just kite backwards and then immediately start shooting you again. And she's a lot better at kiting backwards than a lot of other AD carries. So yeah, basically, ZERI's ultimate creates like actually a very potent hyper carry, because of how it's like is permanently on and really, really fast, creates a very potent hyper carry like pattern, which I didn't initially expect when I was making her. I thought she'd be more EZREAL-like, and oopsies. Yeah.